I'm not really the biggest fan of Roblox events. In fact, I never played the egg hunts or any event in any matter seriously. Okay, which ones were they? Egg hunt 2017, 2018, 2019. But that's partially because I joined in 2018 and I did try the 2018 egg hunt 1 year after it ended and it was good. And I didn't dare to do the sponsored events because I knew they sucked and it was better to miss out on them. And not even the 2024 events, except for a bit of the hunt and the classics, but they were very small bits of it. And the games I couldn't even play because of vacation and its strict 9-day limit. And the hunt wasn't even an event. So I pretty much had no reason to do any event, except for one game in Egg Hunt 2020. However, then the Winter Spotlight event happened and I thought to myself, what if I decide to do every single reward this event has to offer? And that's how I decided to put myself to suffer and complete every game in the Winter Spotlight event. The Winter Spotlight event has already ended at this point, so if you didn't do the event, well, you probably missed out on the items. But that's a good thing. I'll get onto the first game and explain further as we go. This game's quest was a significant downgrade from the classic and is almost the same as the games but less time consuming. The only difficult part was the collect 5 snowflakes quest in the first out of the 3 quests. Oh yeah, I should also probably mention how I'm gonna do every game in the format. For the format, it follows a similar style to the classic and the games, but with only one of the tokens being in each game, with 2 games not even having the elite token. The first one is the standard token, which is the main token for most of the items, and the second one is the elite token, which is sort of like an extra quest to the event. And for each game, I'll only be doing the standard token, with me doing the elite token only as exceptions. However, I had around 3 standard tokens missing for the event since I didn't get them. And you'll find out why later. Back to the game, the quests were pretty easy and rather quick. The only time wasted was taking a different tool and switching back, but that's rather not that important since I wasn't speedrunning the event because I had school at that time. It's also good to know that I started this at 12 AM on a Monday when I had school at 8 AM, which is not exactly the best time to do the event. After around 20 minutes, I complete the standard token. Then I try the elite one. Yeah, this should probably tell you why I didn't even try doing the elite token quests. Another thing to note, for each game I'm giving it a score of 0 to 10, in which this game gets a... The quest for Bedwars is rather simple. Play 5 minigames in their limited time game mode, which it only took me around 10 minutes to complete the quest with me accidentally getting the elite token for the event. The minigames are also really easy if you have a really good team, so you can definitely complete it in 1 or 2 games, but most likely 2 games. I don't have any complaints here as this quest is really replayable and fun. It's also a good improvement from the classic. I don't have anything more to say here, so let's move on to the next game. This is one of the 2 games that didn't have an elite token. However, this quest is just generally boring. It's just a waiting simulator that makes me want to leave the game. And the actual quest was doing these minigames until it got 750 points in them, which makes sense why this game wasn't elected for the elite token. Here's my rating. I would show the footage doing this game, but here's the thing. I didn't record the game. The quest was alright though. Win 2 games of easy difficulty. Yeah, that's the whole quest. I hope this game freezes to death. To be honest, I didn't really play their quest, but seeing the reception of previous quests made me quite worried. I'm pretty sure Royale will keep adding this game because money, and I don't see them planning on stopping, so I tried it and win 1 game of Santa vs Elves? That's pretty simple. Wrong. In order to access it, you need to have around 1 win to play the event, and after, you need to server hop a couple of times until you find a server that can play the event, and when there's an even amount of Santas and Elves after you picked your team. In fact, I was confused at the access it and not to play it. There's an event place for it, but it doesn't even work. After 1 or 2 hours of playing, I just gave up and decided to move on. This is by far the worst quest in the event. This will be getting a score not even listed in my main score rating, which explains why I never got this token with 2 other tokens. However, those 2 are whole different stories. This game is just as bad as Pets Go. Actually, we can compare Pets Go to this game. If you don't know, Pets Go is the worst ever game to hit the front page on Roblox. And also, speaking of the worst game ever, yeah, if you're bad at shooter games and you don't have the beginner 1v1 unlocked, good luck getting 15 kills. I was probably just lucky with the contestants I got, so it was pretty easy for me. Alright, next game. I'm actually quite a big fan of driving games, so this one didn't come to me as a surprise, as this was featured in every 2024 event so far from what I know. It's not really anything special, due to some main quests for the main token and then some collectibles, in which this case, it was cookies for the elite token. Which is somewhat similar to what they did for the hunt. It was also like pretty easy, but that's probably because I had a good car and was doing this quick. Here's my rating. This quest was pretty short for the main token, however I decided to take it a step up and do the elite token. Remind you, I started at around 12 AM on Beastworm Simulator. Now it was 3:30 AM and it was taking me pretty long, so I had to get it done by the next day. However, it didn't matter because the game was actually super good. Like, the gameplay loop was actually good, and as this was one of those games where I could disable my brain for a bit. Even though I didn't play for a bit longer after completing the event, it was a pretty good game in terms of gameplay loop and everything. My only big complaint is the elite token taking like pretty long. Also, the original recording was like 45 minutes and it was 20 gigs. Holy shit, the visuals are insane. This game is essentially our first 10 out of 10, as this has the best quest in terms of quality. However, in terms of the actual quest, it's not really anything special. This has an exclusive map, an exclusive cutscene, dialogues with literal voice acting. This is essentially Arsenal's The Hunt quest, but done like 10,000 times better. Like, this game is literally the Arsenal of the Winter Spotlight event. And yes, I do play a different tower defense game, which is Tower Battles, but this is a completely new game that I never tried. I mean, I did, but I didn't play a lot of it. So the strategy was a bit confused. The quest was actually like pretty difficult, and it took me like 12 attempts, in which for the final 2, I folded and had to use a guide. You might think it's not much, but for this game, which has rounds stretching up to 30 minutes, maximum, it was a lot of attempts. In short, this has issues from the Bedwars Classic quest, but not really to an extent. What makes this interesting is that Arsenal was not in this event. This game gets first spot for the best game in the event. But there's another contender for this spot and another 10 out of 10. Also, for some reason, there were presets. I don't know why. I think it was probably because people argued that they had to use scouts for the event. Right back to the bad games we go, and this game comes swinging by with the block 15 players quest. I originally thought I had to block the one with the ball, but it can be anyone. Also, the keybinds are just why. Also, for some reason, you can only do one block per post pause, which essentially, in short, I was dealing with a quest that decided to rig it a bit and make it 30 minutes long, which is apparently the standard for Roblox events, which actually was my average time with many of these quests, which, to be honest, was alright. There's not a lot of stuff to note here. In short, this quest was like pretty average, nothing special. Nothing special here, I just got the first 4 rewards and some exclusive rewards, which leaves us with 2 rewards remaining at the New Year's item. Alright, let's continue with the games. Okay, this game is cursed, however it has some pretty good quests. So, what do I need to do for this one? Okay, you know what, clever placement and all, and great use of minigames, and great use of a specific chapter to get the token, but y'all really did throw yourselves out of the park with this one. I don't remember playing this. I'll let the footage speak for itself. The main quest is pretty quick, I guess. You just have to do 2 deliveries, which I'm pretty sure I was lucky with the ones as they were absolutely close to the delivery area that I had to deliver to get the token. Progress done, and did this in 10 minutes. As for the elite token, oh, we are not doing those. This is another game I didn't get the token on, however I'm gonna quickly tell why. So I checked the token requirements and it says 0 out of 8. 8 of what? Eventually I followed and used a guide. Except I tried to because it was killing 8 people in the game. But since this is a battleground game, there will obviously be a large number of sweats, and let's just say a quick message to the devs. Please never try getting to an event again. You know the deal with these games like Blade Ball. Score lower than the ones that are used for the story progress, and that gives us this. This game's quest wasn't really interesting, just Christmas related stuff and a small snowball minigame. I don't know how to explain this game, but it was pretty calm and relaxing and to help me take a break from those games. But alright, next game. Play the tutorial, do some minigames, and you're done. This is the best quest in the whole event. While the quality isn't good, the quest storyline certainly is, as this is the other game without the elite token. The Greenville devs absolutely pulled this one off perfectly with this quest, and it's honestly way better than the one for the hunt. Good job, Greenville. This game gets 3rd spot in the whole event. Quest. Find the Christmas presents. 10. I'm sorry, but I have to give this one a negative out of 10 because I legit did the main token quest. Catch 3 prey 3 times and even the elite quest token. However, the quest was broken. For the devs, I recommend you actually make working quests next time, as if it's gonna be broken, then there's not really a big point of me playing it. This one was quite close, but a dusty trip somehow pulled off 3 boss fights in one event, which is something that I've never heard of, and the quality, don't get me even started on this. It was absolutely insane, and that's for a game about holding the W key and stopping a couple of times. The game's quest absolutely perfect and did this first try in like 20 to 30 minutes. I even played a bit more of the game after completing the main token, which what shows this game can pull off absolutely amazing quests. This game gets second spot for the best game in the event. For this game, it was actually pretty easy and simple. It took me 15 minutes, and the event game was pretty simple, yet fun. And that's the entire event.
Actually, you know what, we don't even need to do a detailed answer, we all know the answer already. This event sucked.